Hey guys, welcome back. Bolt Spider here, and I'm with another video, and today we're going to be covering the new achievements for the Overwatch Archives events overall from the past 3 weeks. So let's get right into it. Now, there are a total of 6 achievements, like I said earlier, and these are dependent on what story you play. Now, for the Uprising event, we have Molten Cores. You complete Molten Cores to get this achievement, but with Molten Cores, there's a twist. All enemies drop lava upon death, so you gotta be careful what you kill and where, because it could be detrimental to your team, and a lot of other things can happen, like the whole entire field around you could be covered in lava. And the second achievement for Uprising is Glass Cannon. Your health is reduced and your damage is increased, so it's a trade-off from health to damage. But you gotta be careful because the Bastion tanks, they can one-shot you like if you were to play Tracer. Other things that you'd have to keep in mind of is to use shield characters, because those are the best characters that there are to use. Next after this are the new Storm Rising achievements. We have the first one being Storm Raging. Some enemies are enraged. Killing them spreads the rage. So Enrage is a nano boost, and you want to be careful who you kill and who you kill last. Like if there's a heavy, kill it first, then kill everything else, because you don't want the heavy to get enraged. Then after that is the easiest mode, being Blood Moon Rising. No support heroes, no tanks. You heal yourself by doing damage. This is the easiest one of the bunch because it took 1 try to do. All the others took about 1 to 2 tries each. But if you pick a hero that has a lot of damage, you are going to be fine for this mode, as you're just limited to the DPS section. And finally, we have the Retribution with Surgical Strike. Only critical hits do damage. So you have to be very careful how you play and what characters you play. Luckily, they took out the heroes that cannot give a critical hit, and the footage in the background right now is the mission where I did this one, and it was a pain to do. This one, I definitely recommend getting better at. And finally, we have Close Quarters. Enemies can only be killed if a player is nearby. So if someone from your team is nearby the enemy, everyone can shoot it. Widowmaker is weak depending on what composition you have, but if you have Reinhardt and Zarya and Reaper, you should be good along with a Baptiste. Now let's get into each and every single part separately, so I can tell you guys about some of the cautions you would have to take per event. One of the cautions about the Retribution event is the heavy units. The heavy units are the ones they have to worry about in both Close Quarters and in the critical hit Surgical Strike. The one thing that you want to do, you want to play around corners and have an Orisa. And with your DPS, you want them to continuously shoot the back or the head, because those are the weak points of the heavy. High Noon does nothing, but Bob is a great distraction for the heavy unit, but sometimes the heavy unit can get locked into chasing over a character. Another caution that you want to look out for are the Assassins and the Enforcers. The Assassins, you cannot melee them or flashbang them in Surgical Strike because of the challenge that it gives. With Close Quarters and the Enforcers, you have to be very careful of how you play, because they can one-shot you if you're not unprepared. Like right there in Surgical Strike. They can do from 50 to 300 damage if you aren't careful of what happens. The Assassin is one character that you have to watch out for. This is why things like McCree's role and Orisa are all good, because Orisa can pull her, pausing her attack, and McCree's role can make her forget where you were. Bob can be a great distraction, but it doesn't really do much. In Surgical Strike, melee does nothing. But in Close Quarters, melees can help against the Assassin a lot. Other things you have to worry about are the heavy's pins, so watch out for those, and please play around corners. Now let's get into Uprising and there. Now for the next part of the whole entire Archives event is Uprising. Uprising is the classic mode that we've known for the past 4 years. And you all, if you have played it, you all should know how to actually play it, because some of the heroes that you can use still are Bastion, Ashe, Orisa, and Baptiste. Baptiste and Ashe gives a good dynamic to the whole entire mode, as Bob is a very, very broken ult, because he doesn't get his health nerfed in the Glass Cannon mode, and he helps out a lot in Molten Core, as Ashe can get her ult super quickly if you know how to aim with her. Bastion is a staple along with Orisa in this mode, as all you do is sit on the payload, and along with that, with the ult of Baptiste, Bastion becomes a powerhouse for this section. Other things you have to watch out for are Eradicators, the Detonators, and the Bastion units. The Bastion units in Glass Cannon mode deal so much health, and they drop the most lava, and Detonators are understandably why lava can be dropped, because their Molten Core definitely disperses everywhere. Some of the things you also have to be aware of are the Slicers, as they can definitely hold you up, and like I said earlier, the Bastion units can one-shot you. This is where it does get a little difficult, but Bob's here, and Bob does so much damage to the Detonator that it deals with it perfectly, and a lot of things just go right. For the achievements, they're easy once you get the hang of the modes, as one of the things that you learn from Molten Core is to never leave the payload, and Glass Cannon is pretty much to never leave your team. Orisa's there to pull away the Detonator from exploding, Bastion's there to melt the enemies, Orisa has her wide and big shield, and just keep trying until you get it. For Glass Cannon, you just have to worry about the Bastion units, as you can get one shot, like I said before, and watch out for the OR-14s, as they can pull you. Other things to watch out for is how close you are to the lava, as the lava can kill you quite fast. But other than that, this mode is one of the easiest modes that there is, if you have the right team comp. For the last two challenges, we have Blood Moon Rising and Storm Rising. The Blood Moon Rising is the easiest of the 6 achievements, while Storm Raging is the most difficult that I've ever played in the past 3 years next to Legendary. With Storm Raging, you don't want to kill the raging enemies. You want to kill the enemies that are not. The reason is because when you kill an enemy with the rage, it spreads to others. Like, think of it as a revenge kill. Like, they're going to start revenge killing the others, because if they keep transferring their rage over to different places, it just starts getting harder. The 3 that you do not want to start getting raged are the Enforcers, because they melt every shield that there is. You want to watch out for Assassins and the Snipers, but the one that's going to be detrimental and will kill the run is going to be the overall the lovely, lovely Heavies. Heavies are the one type of enemy that you don't want to enrage, because they just one-shot you constantly. And you don't want to be one-shot, as it took seconds for me to get melted as a Bastion unit. If that happens, your run is dead. So be careful who you kill, and be careful who is not enraged. Some of the tips about this one that you need: you're going to need a Roadhog and a D.Va. D.Va is to eat any bullet, and Roadhog is to take care of the Heavies with his ult. That's the one problem that people don't know, as if you run both of them, it's going to be definitely easy, because if you look, these enemies are definitely taking less and less, and you notice that I keep looking away from the rage, because if you want to keep spreading the rage, that's a bad idea, because all the enemies around it, they will start grouping up. And one of the things that you definitely don't want is an assassin or a sniper, because those are the deadliest of the bunch. Next to the heavy, but the heavy is on its own class of stupidity. Now for Blood Moon Rising, this mode is easy because you deal damage to heal. Easy as that. But you also have to be wary of what happens depending on who you got and who you don't. Because you want characters that can deal a lot of damage, and right here's a heavy that has been enraged, and he takes huge chunks out of your health, which he also is a shield melter. Imagine Bastion. This is worse than a Bastion. This is the run ender, and I advise to be careful enraging a heavy if you can. Try and kill all the enemies that aren't enraged, then deal with the heavy. But these modes are a lot of fun. I definitely recommend coming back to the game and definitely playing all of them and all of that. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below, and if you want to see more, please subscribe for future content, as I upload every day at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This video took me so long to make, as my Adobe kept crashing and crashing because of how much is going on and how much data I'm using on my PC. If you are not subscribed, I would suggest subscribing, as I upload constantly every day, and I bring new content with it. And if you're not subscribed, again, you could always share this video, and also hit the like button and comment down below to tell me how well you guys are doing for this event. But anyways, I have been Bolt Spider. See you guys in the next video, and goodbye.